Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever noticed how, as the years go by, your circle gets smaller? The phone rings less, the invitations slow down, and sometimes, you find yourself preferring the comfort of silence over the noise of company. If you're past 80 and feeling like you avoid people more than before, let me tell you this, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. It's not loneliness, it's growth. And today, I want to share 4 reasons why stepping back from certain people at this stage of life might actually be a powerful choice. Before we begin, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any video. Number 1, you value peace over drama. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt drained? Not because of the work, not because of the noise, simply because of the people. Maybe it was the constant arguing, the sharp words, or the endless gossip that filled the air. At some point in life, especially as the years add wisdom to our shoulders, we begin to ask ourselves a simple question: why am I spending my time here? That's when we realize we don't crave drama anymore. We crave peace. Peace is not the absence of people, it's the presence of calm. And calm becomes one of the most valuable treasures as we grow older. In our younger years, many of us tolerated unnecessary conflict because we didn't want to be left out or we feared judgment. We endured loud conversations, unnecessary debates, or people who thrived on stirring trouble. But with time, perspective changes. After 80, you see life differently. You understand that every hour of the day is precious. You'd rather spend it in comfort than in chaos. Let me share a simple story. An older woman I once spoke with used to attend every family gathering, even though they often turned into heated arguments about money, politics, or old grudges. She went out of duty, but she always came home feeling exhausted. One day, she decided enough was enough. She chose to attend only the smaller, warmer gatherings with her grandchildren, where laughter replaced tension and stories replaced arguments. She told me, "I stopped choosing drama. For the first time in years, I felt free." That decision didn't make her distant. It made her happier, more present, and more peaceful. Isn't that what we're all searching for? Peace over pressure, joy over noise, calm over chaos. Life has taught us that it's not the number of people around us that matters. It's the quality of the moments we share. So how can you start valuing peace over drama in your own life? First, learn to set gentle boundaries. Not every phone call needs an immediate answer. Not every argument needs your response, and not every invitation deserves your presence. Saying no to what drains you is saying yes to yourself. Second, choose environments that nourish your spirit. That might mean sitting in your garden, joining a small book club instead of a loud gathering, spending time with the one friend who makes you laugh. Finally, practice the art of walking away. If a conversation turns sour or someone brings unnecessary negativity into your space, you don't have to stay. Leaving is not weakness, it's strength. Ask yourself this: why allow someone else's storm to ruin your sunshine? Why let arguments you didn't start steal peace you've earned? Life after 80 is about protecting your energy, and that means surrounding yourself with people and places that lift you up, not drag you down. The truth is, valuing peace over drama is not about avoiding people. It's about choosing the right ones. It's not about running from the world. It's about creating a world where you feel at ease. And once you begin to make that choice, notice something beautiful. Your heart feels lighter, your days feel calmer, and suddenly, life feels richer. Because peace, once you choose it, doesn't just protect your time, it transforms it. Number 2, energy is precious, so you protect it. Have you ever noticed how, as you get older, the way you spend your energy matters more than ever? It's not about how many hours are in the day anymore. It's about how much of yourself you can give to the things and people that truly matter. After 80, you realize that energy isn't endless, and every ounce of it is worth protecting. Suddenly, you're not as interested in wasting time on people or activities that leave you feeling drained. Instead, you start making choices that give you strength, joy, and peace. Think about it. When you were younger, you probably stretched yourself thin. You worked long hours, attended every gathering, ran every errand, tried to please everyone. Even if you were exhausted, you pushed through. But now, you've earned the right to ask, is this really worth my energy? That question becomes a guiding light. Because the truth is, not everything deserves your time, and not everyone deserves your attention. Protecting your energy is not about being selfish. It's about being wise. I remember speaking with an elderly man who said that, for years, he went to every single family event out of obligation. Some were joyful. Many left him feeling worn out. The loud arguments, the endless demands, the late nights. It took more out of him than it gave back. One day, he made a change. He decided to attend only the gatherings where he felt truly connected, the ones where he left with more joy than fatigue. His family didn't understand at first, but eventually, they saw the difference in him. He was happier, more rested, and far more present when he did show up. He protected his energy, and in doing so, knew strength. So, how do you protect your energy in your own life? One simple step is to prioritize what fuels you instead of what drains you. Might mean choosing a quiet morning, walk over a crowded event, or a phone call with a close friend instead of sitting in a room full of negativity. Another step is to listen to your body without guilt. If you're tired, rest. If you need a break, take it. Energy is like a candle. You can't keep burning it at both ends and expect it to shine brightly. And a third step is to be intentional with your yes. Before committing to something, ask yourself, will this lift me up or leave me empty? That one question can save you from spending your limited energy on the wrong things. Doesn't it feel freeing to imagine spending your days only on what matters most? To wake up, knowing you'll use your strength for the things that bring you happiness, instead of wasting it on things that add stress. Protecting your energy allows you to do just that. It gives you the freedom to live on your own terms, with clarity and peace. At this stage of life, energy is one of your most valuable treasures. And when you protect it, you're not just saving strength, you're investing it. You're investing it in joy and health, in meaningful connections, and in moments that make you smile. That's the beauty of choosing carefully. Your energy doesn't get lost in things that don't matter. It goes where it truly belongs. And when you do that, every day feels a little lighter, a little brighter, and a lot more worthwhile. Number 3, true connections matter more than crowds. Have you ever walked into a room full of people and still felt completely alone? It's a strange feeling, isn't it? You're surrounded by chatter, laughter, and noise, yet none of it touches your heart. That's when you begin to understand something important. True connections matter far more than crowds. At a certain stage in life, especially after 80, you realize that it's not about how many people know your name. It's about how many truly know your soul. Crowds can give you company, but real connections give you comfort. When you're younger, you might chase popularity, attend every gathering, and try to maintain dozens of friendships. But with age comes clarity. You learn that 5 deep conversations mean more than 50 shallow ones, and that one loyal friend is worth more than 100 casual acquaintances. The truth is, a crowd may fill your space, but only a true connection can fill your heart. I once knew an elderly gentleman who had lived a very social life. He was the kind of man everyone invited to their events, the one who always had a story to tell. After his wife passed away, he realized something startling. Out of the hundreds of people he had surrounded himself with, only 2 showed up at his door to sit with him in silence and comfort him. That was the moment I understood, he said. I had spent too much time entertaining the crowd and too little time nurturing the few who truly cared. From then on, he focused on those friendships that gave him real strength, and he lived his later years far more fulfilled. So how can you shift from chasing the crowd to cherishing true connections? First, pay attention to how you feel after being with someone. Do they leave you lighter and understood, or do they leave you drained? That's a clear sign of where your true connections lie. Second, choose quality over quantity. Instead of stretching yourself thin trying to keep up with dozens of people, invest your time in 2 or 3 relationships that really matter. call them more often, spend quiet moments together, and share openly. And third, don't be afraid to let go of shallow ties. Protecting your energy from empty interactions makes space for genuine bonds to grow stronger. Ask yourself this: who are the people you can call at midnight? Not just for celebration, but for comfort. Who makes you feel heard without judgment? Who laughs with you not because they have to, but because they truly enjoy your company? These are the ones who matter. Those are the connections that turn ordinary days into meaningful ones. The beauty of choosing true connections over crowds is that it changes the way you experience life. No longer chase approval or noise. Instead, you find yourself sitting at a small table with one or two people who matter most, and realizing that this quiet closeness is more valuable than the biggest party you could ever attend. At the end of the day, it's not the size of your social circle that defines happiness, it's the depth of it. A crowd might cheer for you, but true connections walk beside you. When you choose to nurture those few real bonds, you discover something profound. You don't need a sea of faces to feel alive. You just need the right ones. Number 4, you've learned the power of solitude. Have you ever noticed how silence, the very thing that once felt uncomfortable, can become a trusted friend as you grow older? When you're young, being alone often feels like missing out, like everyone else is having fun without you. But after a certain age, you discover something powerful. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's freedom. It's a chance to breathe, to reflect, and to reconnect with yourself in ways a crowded room never allows. Solitude is not about shutting the world out. It's about letting yourself in. In your earlier years, life might have been a blur of responsibilities, raising a family, working long hours, handling obligations. The noise of life left little time for stillness. But now, after 80, you realize that sitting alone with your thoughts can be one of the richest experiences life has to offer. You begin to notice the birds outside your window, the comfort of your favorite chair, the rhythm of your own breathing. Suddenly, solitude feels less like emptiness and more like discovery. I once met a woman who used to dread the quiet evenings after her children grew up and moved away. At first, she felt a heavy loneliness, as if silence was a punishment. Slowly, she began to treat her solitude differently. She started journaling, writing down memories from her youth. She picked up painting, something she had loved but never had time for before. In time, those quiet hours became her favorite part of the day. She told me, "I thought I had lost something. In the silence, I actually found myself." So how can you embrace solitude in your own life? The first step is to reframe how you see it. Instead of viewing time alone as something to escape, see it as an opportunity, a space to recharge, reflect, or even create. Second, fill solitude with meaning. Have to sit still unless you want to. Try journaling, reading, meditating, or simply taking a walk while noticing the small details around you. These little practices can turn solitude into nourishment. And third, balance solitude with connection. Enjoy the quiet, but also keep close the one or two people who make your life richer. Solitude becomes more powerful when it complements, not replaces, connection. Let me ask you this: when was the last time you truly sat with yourself? Not scrolling, not worrying, not distracting, but simply being. What would you discover if you gave yourself that gift? These questions are worth exploring because the answers often reveal peace that was there all along. The beautiful truth about solitude is that it gives you something crowds can't. It gives you back to yourself. It allows you to listen to your inner voice, to recall forgotten dreams, and to simply rest without apology. And the best part is, once you learn to embrace it, solitude never feels like being alone again. It feels like coming home. So if you find yourself avoiding noise, stepping back from large groups, or preferring the stillness of your own company, don't see it as isolation. See it as strength. Because solitude, when embraced, doesn't take life away from you. It adds richness, clarity, and peace to every moment you live. So if you find yourself avoiding people after 80, don't see it as a sign of weakness or sadness. See it as wisdom, clarity, and strength. You've earned the right to choose peace over noise, depth over crowds, solitude over shallow company. At this stage of life, avoiding people isn't about shutting the world out. It's about letting the right kind of world in. And that, my friends, is not avoidance. That is freedom. Thank you.